as connected to this is sort of complicated in that there's shame around terms and then there's shame around not having a term. As strange as that is. Like there's a reduction in shame I've seen when people have an acknowledgement that there is something fundamentally different about them, whether they want or need to know what it is particular to the individual. But to have someone be like, yes, there is something fundamentally different about you, and it makes complete sense that these behaviors you've been involved in, or this, history of divorces, or this history of mental health, of course that's happening. Like that's part of this picture of you trying to live a life with difference that you didn't know about and that there hasn't been flexibility around. So there's a lot of reduction of shame that I've seen come from people getting information. And then there's another layer of, I don't think it's shame as much as it's weight. There's like this weight that comes down on people of like, oh shit. Sorry, but like, oh shoot, like, what do I do with this? Or, gosh, these statistics are overwhelming. Um, so I think everyone's shame is a little bit different, but I've seen depression that's not actually depression. It's depression secondary to shame, or depression secondary to trying a million different ways unsuccessfully to adapt to a brain difference. Um, yeah, there's a group of people that I fall into as well, of people who appear really successful and are really successful and made it through school, somehow, but made it through school, made it through life in many ways, um, and internalized a lot of the difficulties, or just had good strategies from other means, and then hit a wall. And there's a shame that happens there too. And that's a lot of my clients, um, where they hit like a big tech job. They hit their Microsoft job, or they hit COVID, or they hit having kids, or they hit being laid off for the first time. Um, and there's a whole bunch of shame too around people who are successful or together, and then having areas where they're not together.